Hello, my gorgeous Pisces. My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium. And this is your weekly horoscope tarot card reading. And it's for you, my gorgeous Piscelini. And it's in between the 6th and the actual 12th of June 2022. So this weekly horoscope tarot card focus is for you, my gorgeous Piscelini. And it's in between the 6th and the actual 12th of June 2022. My goodness, you're about to rediscover the missing part of yourself. You're about to rediscover an integral part of your spiritual journey when it comes to your life, when it comes to your passion, through your passion. So you have to most importantly pay attention to things that are on your mind at the beginning of the week that are going to inspire you like never before. And how this is going to happen is basically you are going to get a very kind of interesting news at the beginning of the week, and this is going to come with a huge, massive, enormous element of surprise. This in itself is marking the end of the actual cycle. Wherever there is the end of a cycle, there is also the new beginning about to start, the new beginning about to manifest. And the reason why you're facing the new cycle is because this information that you're gonna get, you were worrying about it so much. It's something that you were expected, but you were just worrying because this was kind of really slowing you down. And it's a lot about you maybe not facing the negativity and sadness within your life, within your circle, but it's about you kind of gathering a lot of information from the outside, a lot of situations on the outside that you were facing, and then that made you like kind of worry so much, and it took the better of you just a little bit in terms of planning. It affected you without you even realizing this. So that's why you became just a little tiny bit prior to this moment in time, just a little bit pessimistic. So this information, this news that you're gonna get, it's going to really surprise you, because it's gonna be really optimistic. It's gonna be really good, because you were worrying that this part of your life, you were worrying about this so much that this actually caused your own healing vibration and energy to be on a hold a little bit. So now this is also at the same time about to bring a wonderful, beautiful healing energy into your life. And what this healing energy is going to do, it's also going to bring you the whole new perspective without you even realizing. But before that, this news, it's like amazing, because it's going to mark the resolution of a massive problem. Basically, the news that you're going to be having at the beginning of the week, the bottom line is that the news that you're going to be having at the beginning of the week, it's also going to be basically the time when you are going to become aware of the resolution of a massive problem. And this problem was really kind of draining your energy, especially like pretty much so over the last 3 months, very strongly. So it's all about the conclusion that you're going to have, which is remarkably bringing you healing into your life, because it's to do with a very satisfactory result. And the next step from that is going to be, and it's important for you to understand, not only to follow the inspiration which is going to come out of it, but before you follow this inspiration, you need to understand the compromise is going to be needed. And this compromise is going to be the natural next stage of this. So it means that you have to put your foot down, but you also have to put your points across and understand that rather you're going to be patient and wait a little bit longer than rush into an unknown, which is going to be fine here. But then again, there is this actual compromise. It's this compromise that you're going to need to kind of like really reconnect with, because after you become aware of what this compromise is, which is the natural stage, after you become aware of this inspiration, this compromise is going to be absolutely everything, because that in itself is going to make you aware of things that you should be aware of at this moment in time. So and also it's gonna really kind of highlight the responsibility and the power of your own patience, but even most importantly the power of your own persistence. Here you will be facing an important task in itself, my gorgeous Piscelini. And if you go and ask like for an advice, you're going to be facing lots of conflicting influences. No baby, no, this This is something that strictly need to come from you. So everything that's on your mind throughout this week, anything that you're thinking about, any inspiration that comes to you, no matter how crazy it may seem, just go for it. Because if you go and talk to other people, they are going to put you off because they don't understand you. They don't understand your spiritual journey. No one understands you like how you understand yourself. You need to allow your spirit to take this over after this moment in time. It's just so important, my God, but also an enlightening moment in time, which is going to lead to one of the greatest satisfactions of your life. You are going to recognize the beginning of an ultimate change, but at the same time, you're going to recognize that you have so much confidence just by thinking about it, let alone the fact that this is bringing the whole new perspective into your life. Things are most certainly under your control. This is absolutely brilliant. And remember how powerful you are. This week it's going to remind you of your own power, but it's also going to remind you of the fact how strong and how significant our lives become when we really just respond to things that are making us feel happy and excited and optimistic, but to ignore as much as we can of the negative energy on the outside that is doing nothing but just slowing us down and making us question things that we shouldn't question about our own life. Important, my gorgeous Pisces, indeed. Okay, so sorry. By the time you get to the midweek, you are going to be facing a little obstacle here. And the obstacle that you're going to be facing, it's like, oh my God, you thought that by this moment in time, you have already found yourself on the spiritual quest where you want more out of life. And this was very strongly highlighted over the last, I would say, 3 to 4 months. But now, what you wanted more out of life, now you're going to be facing an obstacle because it's just all maybe things are not gonna kind of happen as quick as you wanted them. But then again, what you need to remember, it's all about the balance, and it's all about balanced force. It's all about harmony, and it's all about staying true to yourself after this moment in time. Tact is necessary to maintain pace. Remember what I said at the beginning of this week. It's all about your own persistence, and it's all about you knowing what this task is. Now, this is going to be highlighted yet again, and the more stubborn you stay within yourself, the better outcome you're going to have, and more successful you're going to be later on. This is going to lead towards you oh my God, making one of the most important decisions of your life. But you need to allow yourself to come out. You need to allow yourself to come out of yourself fully. Okay, this is important because you are going to have that spiritual quest now highlighted again, which is naturally going to make you feel like, I'm bored of this, I'm bored of that. You're going to go very deep, within, at around the middle week, at around the midweek, you will go very deep about so many things about life. You're going to be questioning yourself a lot. And the deeper you go, the better outcome, the greatest outcome it's actually going to be, because you are still on this spiritual quest, and it's entirely up to you when you're going to make the necessary adjustment, when you're going to make the necessary edit. And the necessary edit, it's already how you're going to make the necessary edit. Well, I'll tell you how. You're going to feel a very strong feeling and energy and vibration at around the midweek. Suddenly you're gonna wake up in the morning, literally, or it's gonna come to you while you're meditating, or it's gonna come to you while you're relaxing. There is some kind of element gonna come to you in form of a learning, reading up about it. There is something that is missing, but in order to get there, in order to start the spiritual process and journey, you're gonna need to realize which element you need to read up a little bit more. There is something that's missing, and it's only gonna come to you in form of the actual knowledge. You're gonna feel a very strong reflection for knowledge, and this is your special spiritual self screaming to come out, baby, because it's going to be its time, and it's going to come in the form of you kind of feeling a very magnetic and strong energy towards finding out a bit more, sudden inspiration. But that inspiration is going to require for you to find yourself on this spiritual bridge, and in order to cross this spiritual bridge and to get to the other side and to start the process of a complete spiritual transformation, is you will see you have have to take that on, this element of you, and it's going to show you what this is in form of the actual. You're going to feel very strong, deep concentration and application when it comes to your own reflection. Respect for knowledge is going to be absolutely undeniable, and that in itself, it's also the next stage of that. It's going to be a remarkable idea. Focus on your goals to bring you great success, my gorgeous Piscelinis. Now it's time. Focus on your goals and pay attention to that idea as well. You know, your clear communication expresses what's best for all. It's time to put your foot down, but also it's time to just basically follow that light, my gorgeous Piscelini. Okay, a lot is going to be happening this week, but you need to respond to your internal self. Okay, so you need to respond to this knowledge, and you will know what this is. It's not something like, oh yeah, just something blah blah blah. It's just something that you feel so passionate about. You know, it's going to help you to come home to yourself, and to reconnect with yourself. You know, so much is going to start making sense that didn't make sense before. So much you will understand by the end of the week that happened in your life that you couldn't understand before, but you will be able to connect the dots from a completely different level, from a completely different dimension, that by the time you get to the last part of this week, you know, you're just going to really kind of, oh my God, you're going to feel so keen, you're going to feel so eager, and your instinct, it's going to be guiding you. You're like directing you like there is no tomorrow. And the fact that you are going to have a confidence through the previous accomplishment, there is a previous accomplishment that it's going to be highlighted at the end of the week. This is going to happen, and it's just such a perfect time, because that previous accomplishment, it's going to increase your vibration, and it's going to take you out of the being so deep, you know, and just having the power of understanding so much by being in a different dimension for a while now, being within your deep self. You are gonna become aware of a very, very interesting bright prospects at the end of the week. So it's all about hope and faith, and very much so being inspired by these bright prospects that I'm talking about. And just remember that these bright prospects are also going to require to bring something from the past is missing. And I'm keep on saying this with you, my gorgeous Piscelini. You need to bring it back. You know, whether you draw, whether you like drawing, whether you like painting, it's like how you're expressing yourself. Something is just like how you used to love to express yourself with, type of thing. And you need to bring it in, and then you're going to have the maximum effect and impact on everything else what's happening in your life, because you become even more stronger. You become even more balanced, because if you know how to paint, you're meant to know how to paint. If you know how to draw, you're meant to know how to draw. If you like to dance, you're meant to know how to dance. You know, it's all the power of our expression and making the most of it. After that moment in time, things will only go up in your life. And this is what I'm talking about. The bright prospects that you're going to be facing at the end of the week, you know, mixing of the past and present, but then again, feeling this optimism, satisfaction, pleasure, and happiness. I absolutely love it, because, you know, by the end of the week, you are about to overcome, you know, massive another obstacle, you know, and this is brilliant. And that another obstacle that you're going to overcome by the end of the week, you know, this is something that you did find quite challenging, quite a lot, and it's just like a really it was an important part of your life, because it's to do with a victory and victory and victory. So that in itself, it's really pretty much so gonna lead towards you really making one of the best decisions of your life, because, you know, this element, this moment, it's gonna require from you to kind of like reconnect with certain people in your life as well. It's important for you to understand and see who these people that you need to reconnect in your life with are, because they are also going to be a very special and unique part of your spiritual grounding. By you reconnecting with certain people in your life, you're also going to reconnect yourself with yourself. This is very, very important. So naturally, when you feel that certain people are missing in your life at around the end of the week, you know, you need to reconnect with them, because they're an integral part of your spiritual journey, and your soul and your spirit is calling you to reconnect. Sometimes we fall apart with certain people in our lives, but sometimes we don't see them for 20 years, and after 20 years we are exactly the same. So there are a few instances that are gonna come to your mind, and they are important when it comes to you, when it comes to the spiritual journey, because they're gonna help you out so much. when it comes to feeling even more braver, when it comes to finding out something so special about yourself, to the people that have been kind of out of your life for a little while, a little bit, you know, you are going to find out something very special and very unique about yourself. Something is going to be highlighted, something that you have been neglected, but you need to kind of like really understand that you're very special and very good about it. So this is why these people are so special, because they are going to pinpoint a certain part of yourself that you need to pay attention to, that you've been kind of neglecting you. So you see how interesting things are actually going to turn out to be for you, my gorgeous Pisces, indeed, you know. So it's all about this victorious moment in time where you're going to find yourself by the end of the week, but also at the same time, you know, the certain desires that you're going to realize. Absolutely brilliant. And what else I was going to say, by the end of the week, you know what's really, really beautiful here? You are going to have a moment of like a very kind of unusual moment where you're going to feel someone who used to be in your life, someone who died, somebody who went to the spirit world, and there is a very strong sign, very strong indication that you're going to feel. And if you haven't got anybody who kind of died, you know, if everybody's still alive in your life, then you are going to feel the certain spirit that, you know, passed away at the time when you were really little, or it passed away before you were even born, but it's someone who is going to have a very strong, who had a very strong connection with your life one way or another, is about to make themselves known at the end of the week. Okay, and when they make themselves known, you know, this is also going to be the time when you need to pay attention on your mind. It's not about them making themselves known. It could happen in so many different ways. You could smell someone, like someone's perfume. You could smell someone's food that they used to cook. You can smell someone's tobacco. You can just feel that someone is at the corner, you know, on your eye, of your eye, and then you look and there is no one there. You know, there can be so many different ways when you realize that someone is there or something is there. But the bottom line is that bringing you a very, very special and very unique message. And the very special and unique message is, as soon as you become aware of like some kind of entity around you, they're there for a reason. Not because, oh yeah, you're able to recognize this entity. No, baby, no. It goes way more deeper and way more complex than that. What you need to pay attention to, as soon as you become aware of like, oh my God, someone is there. What did I just think? What was just on my mind? Yes, that's right. You need to pay attention to what was on your mind at that moment in time, because they're trying to make you aware of limitation. You're limiting your life. You're limiting yourself with something. You're putting a blockage on the path that you should release it at that moment in time. Something that you think that you can't do, but you can do. And the spirit is going to come through and forward to try to make you aware. Your spirit guide is going to try to make you aware that no, that what you're worrying about, that what you're putting blockage on, you need to release, because this is an integral part of your spiritual journey. You need to go for it. It's important now more than ever. And this is the message that they are going to bring you. So you most importantly, you need to reflect on exactly what you were thinking at around that time and release that blockage, because that very moment in time, something really absolutely mind-blowing is going to happen. Okay, my gorgeous Pisces, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Pisces. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.